Hey, good morning, everybody. It's 9 o'clock, a couple of minutes late. And today we have a Jaslearnit live session once again, just like we had last week. This is the second time we're doing this. This one's a bit different because we're going to be using a video. But today we're going to talk about creating your Upwork profile. And, Upwork is very important. 80% of freelancers still use Upwork. Of course, there are other platforms such as, Online Jobs and Hubstaff Talent, Guru, Freelancer.com, but most freelancers stay on Upwork. So today, good morning, Anna. Let me know. By the way, let me know if you guys can see this, and if you're watching this, say hi in the comments so I can say hi to you as well. And yeah, let me know what you think about this, because I'd love to keep doing these kinds of sessions for you guys and teaching you guys. So let me know what you think. Just comment in the comment section down below. Anyway, so yes, today I'm going to talk about creating your Upwork profile. Hey, good morning, Charm. Good. Seems like this is working here. I'm going to talk about creating your Upwork profile, and these are just the basics. In fact, this video is from the Virtual Assistant Bootcamp. I'm just going to be playing a video over here, so you're gonna see the video that is part of the bootcamp, the Virtual Assistant Bootcamp. The one reason I'm also showing this is because we're doing another video for the bootcamp. We're gonna update it. We're gonna make some new changes. So if you're a VA Bootcamp student, you should see that in a few weeks from now. But for everybody who's watching, if you're a bootcamp student, you can still watch this, of course, and everybody else who's watching, this is for you. And yeah, let's just go ahead, get started. If you have any questions, post them in the comments, and I'll go ahead and answer them later after we finish with this tutorial video. Okay, let me just go ahead and play this.
There are literally hundreds of different websites out there for you to find jobs. Let's call these websites freelance websites. There are freelance websites out there specifically for Filipino VAs and others that cater to all nationalities. The ones that cater to Filipinos, however, market to clients as lower priced than other websites. What that means for you is that they don't pay you as much. Now, I don't want you to be limited in your earnings. If you only want to earn 10 or 50,000 pesos a month full time with little room for increases, which is what you usually get with Filipino freelance websites, you might as well stay with your current job, right? Now, I personally started on Odesk, now Upwork, and started earning $5 per hour. That eventually translated to me earning around 25,000 pesos per month. Not bad, right? And now, 5 years later, I charge at least $25 an hour. And because I charge that much, I don't even have to work as much as I used to. In line with that, I recommend Upwork. Upwork is a product of a merger between Odesk and Upwork. I personally recommend the site because of its credibility and its friendly user interface. Unlike some other sites, it implements payment protection policies for the security of both clients and freelancers. The key to landing VA gigs in Upwork is to build an attractive profile. It's a major deciding factor when clients choose which VAs to hire for a certain project. A good profile can lead possible clients to contacting you. It definitely makes or breaks your VA career, so make sure you don't skip on this. In this lesson, I'll be teaching you how to create your Upwork profile. If you haven't already created a profile, I highly recommend it. And even if you don't want to find jobs yet, it will be useful to know what kind of jobs clients are posting online. Even if you already have an Upwork account, you may still want to watch this lesson as I'll be giving some best practices on profile creation. Alright, I'll run through some screenshots really quickly here. First of all, head over to upwork.com and you'll get this screen. The homepage is more focused on clients looking for freelancers, so the language and examples will be with their needs in mind more than the freelancers' needs. So to switch to the area where they focus on freelancers, click on Become a Freelancer right in the upper right section of the page. And this is the screen you'll get. If you scroll down, you'll see examples of jobs, but to create your account, click on the Get Started button. and then you'll be given the option to create an account with either LinkedIn or with email. If you have a decent LinkedIn account, I suggest linking it and using that. Aside from importing information, it also adds credibility that you have an actual LinkedIn account. However, in this example, I'm going to assume that you don't have a LinkedIn account, and I'll create an account with email. Once you click on sign up with email, you'll see the standard information sheet for you to fill in, and once you're done with that, you'll need to verify your email address before you can continue. Just log into your email account and you should receive an email like this one. Once you have it, click on the link and you'll have created your account. Now at this point, you'll be asked to create your profile. The Upwork profile is a very strong determining factor in whether or not you're going to get the jobs you want. Properly filling up your profile may be the difference between getting paid $2 an hour and $10 an hour. So I suggest you take your time doing this. At this point, however, you may not have a lot of information to fill in just yet, but as you go through the modules in this training, you'll be learning more skills and will be able to add more skills and competencies to your profile. After you go through the rest of the modules, you should have a killer profile by the end of this course. Let's go ahead and create your profile. This section is to choose which main skill set you want to offer clients. Right now, I suggest you click on Admin Support, as that's what we'll be focusing on. Don't worry, this doesn't limit what skills you can list and the jobs you can apply for. There are a lot of VAs who offer support in admin, writing, sales, accounting, and so on, but this is just for the initial setup. Select the skills that you'll be offering to clients from this screen. Once again, you can always add or change the skills in your profile later on. At this point, select Personal/Virtual Assistant and any other skills you want to offer. By linking more accounts to your profile, you add credibility to it. It not only proves that you're a real existing person if you have social media accounts, but you can also showcase some of the work you've done on these sites if you have any, like DeviantArt, Behance, and Dribbble. Okay, on to the meat of your profile. First of all, your photo. You want to have a high resolution, professional looking photo added to your Upwork profile. Not early morning selfies or graduation pictures even. I've seen accounts with personal pictures and it looks unprofessional. If you want to aim for high quality jobs, your picture should be high quality as well. Upwork is even telling you that those with a friendly, professional looking portrait are hired 5 times more than those without a photo. And you don't even need to go to a studio to get this done. If you or a friend have a modern smartphone and you know how to crop photos, just dress up professionally, put some makeup on if you'd like, go outdoors to an area with a decent background, maybe a grassy area, and take a photo like you would in the studio. Just stand up straight, don't forget to smile. Being able to make a personal connection with your clients will help you get more high-paying jobs. Okay, your job title. Your job title should accurately describe what you do or what you'd like to do. Try to stay away from fancy or vague titles and keep it simple. At this point, you can just use the term virtual assistant until you add more skills to your skill set. As you see an area you want to focus on, you can try titles such as Gmail expert or research guru. A lot of people even use long job titles such as virtual executive secretary, medical/general, and personal/admin assistant. Now, I don't suggest adding too many skills in your title or making the title too long, because it makes you look like less of an expert and more of somebody who's trying to get lots of jobs. Clients like it when the people they hire specialize in 1 or 2 skills. At least I do when I'm trying to hire people on Upwork. So something like virtual assistant with proficiency in Gmail would seem very attractive to me. Remember that before a client sees anything else about you, this is the first thing they will see. Some other titles people use are virtual assistant, business consultant, social media strategist, digital marketing consultant, virtual business consultant, freelancer, web designer, and even something like an extra pair of hands. Now we have your overview. In my opinion, your overview should briefly describe your experience, relevant education and work, your availability, and should show your personality and attitude. Now try to keep this under 300 words, and if you can communicate the above in less words, the better. Of course, some clients may like longer, detailed profiles, but being able to communicate your worth in less words proves your value, more than doing so in 2,000 words like some profiles are. I know as Filipinos, we have the tendency to think that longer profiles are better. But for Western small business owners, they want to see what you can do in less words. When you first write your overview, it may be long. My advice is to just write it even though it's long, and once you're done, cut it into half the length. Once you're done cutting it in half the length, cut it again in half, and that's when you usually have a good profile. Communicate in less words. And you'll also be adding to this as you take the modules, so keep that in mind. Here are some additional areas for you to fill in. They may seem like extras, but honestly, as a client, I look at these even before I read your overview. So put a lot of thought into this, especially the skills section. Upwork has thousands of predefined skills for you to choose from. Same as my advice with anything else, don't add too many skills, especially if they're things you don't want to focus on or aren't confident in. Only add skills if you're willing and able to do those kind of jobs. Most of you will have fluent English proficiency. If it isn't, then select appropriately. Don't try to mislead here. I hate it when I'm interviewing someone who says they're fluent in English, yet I have a hard time communicating with them. That may just cause me to leave negative feedback for a freelancer. Some of you will be conversational or native, and that's okay. Personally, I choose native or bilingual. I'm actually native in English and Bisaya, but conversational in Tagalog. If you already have a few years of experience in the skills you chose earlier, you can choose intermediate or expert as your experience level, but most likely you'll be at the entry level. Now this section is where you enter your relevant history. This information can't be verified by Upwork, so as a client, I usually only look at this if a freelancer doesn't have feedback yet, and even then, I don't put that much into it. So if you worked in Jollibee in college and are trying to become a writer, don't include that experience here. Only put relevant experience in this area. Now, even if you weren't officially hired, but worked for a company in a certain capacity relevant to your skill set, you can include it here. Just be ready for clients to ask you questions about the details of the jobs you put here. They'll want to know specifics about what you've done. On to a really important section, which is your portfolio section. Here you can put past work you've done. Same thing, even if the work you did wasn't officially called a project, but you worked to complete a certain objective, I'd put it here. It would also really help if you put images and files so that your client can see the work you've done. Some examples that you can put here are managed political campaign of a local senator, or something like organized clients 2,000 emails into folders and filters. Or you can write contributed articles to local newspaper. Or you can even put something like organized general assembly for the company if you organize a GA. Add as much detail to this area as possible, showing off your skill set and experience during that project. Very importantly, we have your hourly rate. If you don't know where to start, I suggest starting at around $5. It doesn't mean you can't accept jobs below or above that, but it's what clients will see when they open up your profile. If you follow the guidelines earlier and have a strong profile, $5 would even be a bargain for a lot of people. Now, if you have relevant experience, you may even list $8 or $10 as your hourly rate. Once you fill in this information, you have to submit it to Upwork, and an Upwork employee will review it, and you should get approval usually within a day. Now, one part of the profile that isn't there upon creation, but is also very important, are called skill tests. These are tests created by Upwork to measure your proficiency in certain areas. If there is a job you're applying for, I suggest you take the skill test for it. Skill tests are one of the areas I look for when hiring a freelancer. So by now, you should have a pretty good profile that clients will see. Once you have your profile up and running and approved, you can start searching for jobs.
Okay, there we go. So that's the video I had on creating an Upwork profile. And let me know if you guys have any questions. Right? I see. Let me just say hi to everybody here while I was on the video. Good morning, Lloyda, Alan. Well, we have a lot of people. Rachel, Rena, Lloyda, Alan. I really appreciate you joining us and staying on. Christine, Eliza, Vanessa, Gertrudes. Good morning. And if you have any questions about what we discussed today or anything in general, then let me know in the comment section and I will answer it. So right now, we do have one question from Brigham Pongyan. So good morning, Brigham. Your question is, how many professional years or months do I have to work on a certain skill for me to transition from entry to intermediate level? And that's a very good question. When will you transition from entry to intermediate level? And there is no really exact answer for that. But what I can tell you is that most people who don't have experience, who maybe they took a course, maybe they're interested, maybe they were looking at blog posts and doing research, most people who do that, they start off in the entry level. So if you have some experience, then you're already intermediate. I know it's not very comfortable. It's not what we're used to in the corporate world, but on Upwork, even some experience of actually doing the work, whether you do it for yourself or you do it for clients, I'd say even 1 month experience, you can already go to intermediate level. Right? Let me know if you have any follow-up questions or if you have any additional questions to that. All right. Let's see. Good morning, Nantex. I can't believe you guys don't have questions. This is a very a topic that has a lot of questions a lot of the time. So I expect you guys to have questions. I'm still going to be here for you guys if you do have questions. But while I'm waiting for your questions, I do want to remind everybody that we do have, I'm saying do a lot, that we have a webinar tomorrow at 8 p.m. We're going to talk about why some freelancers can earn 100,000, 200,000 pesos a month, and why some freelancers can't, and if you're not earning at least 100,000 pesos a month, or if you just want to increase your earnings, then I would watch that webinar. We have over 800 people registered. I'm sure some of them are just going to watch the replay, but we have so many people registered. I'm really excited, and I have some news. I have some news that I'm going to share with you tomorrow. I'm still finalizing some details, but there's going to be some special news. Anna Soriano is asking how po. I'm going to, after you watch this video and you ask how po, I'm just going to hit you on the head if you do that. Bernard Asia, well, I can't hit you on the head, but Bernard Asia, what if suspended? Paano maibalik, Sir Jason? So when, and this is a different topic, but when your Upwork account gets suspended, there are two reasons an account gets suspended. The first one is because Upwork thinks you were trying to take work outside Upwork. So maybe you were talking about Skype, about getting paid directly, and Upwork doesn't like that because they need to make their money. They need to make 20%, right? So if they think you're trying to steal their money, then they're going to ban you or suspend you. The second reason is because, and this is more recent, because you haven't gotten hired for jobs you've applied to. And we usually see this as if you applied for 20 jobs and haven't gotten hired, then you might get suspended. So when you do get suspended, how can you recover? Well, the first thing you do is explain. If it's the first reason why your account got suspended, and you were just talking to a client, then just explain. I was only talking about Gmail because we needed to email the client, and in most cases you'll be able to recover your account if it's for the first reason. If it's for the second reason, the second reason is because you didn't get hired for at least around 20 jobs, and that's not a fixed number. Sometimes we see it different, but let's say you didn't get hired for you applied for 20 jobs, you didn't get hired. Upwork thinks that you're not a match for the platform. They think that you don't have what it takes to be a freelancer on Upwork, basically. So in that case, you can explain, the first one, you can explain to Upwork that, and the way you would explain is you would prove that when you got suspended, maybe you weren't ready, and then you have to prove to Upwork that now you're a different person. You've grown, you've developed, and you're a better fit for the platform. You're a better freelancer. And there are different ways you can do that. We've seen some of our students in the bootcamp. What they do is they submit their certificate. They say, you know what? To make sure that I will get hired, I enrolled in the course, here's a certificate, here's proof that I am a better freelancer now, and they have accepted things like that. Other times you can write an explanation and say, I know what I did wrong, I promise not to do it again, and they can unsuspend your account. But it really depends. We haven't seen like a consistent reason why Upwork unsuspends accounts, but we've seen people be successful when they prove that they're better, when they say that I know what I did wrong and I won't do it again. Or when another situation with Bong was when a client is the one reaching out to Upwork and saying, hey, I can vouch for this freelancer, she did good work, or she's I believe in her, so don't suspend her. Okay, so let's go on to our next question here. Thank you, Bernard, for asking that. Emerson Francisco. Good morning, Sir Jason. I want to enroll in your course. Can I have a discount coupon, web developer, and SEO course? Email me, please. Hi, Ralph. Hi, Jan. Gladys. Good morning, Gladys. You're the one in the chat as well, right? By the way, guys, as a segue, we had a nice session with, we had the freelance podcast with Phoenix. I think that's what it is. It's 4 Fs. Foul, please correct me if I'm wrong. I know, but we did have like a podcast session yesterday, which is a great conversation. There's a link. Phoenix Jackson posted a link somewhere here in the Facebook group. You can listen to it. It's just like 6 different freelancers just talking and having a discussion. And we're probably going to have a next one on Monday in the Discord chat. So if you want to join in, if you want to give your opinions, if you want to talk to other freelancers, actually talk, like voice talk and voice chat, we're probably going to do another one on Monday. But chat with us in Discord, or type with us in Discord, whatever you call that. Okay, Gladys. If a freelancer has multiple skills under different niches, does she need to include everything in her profile to show versatility? That is up to you. If you want to show versatility, that is okay. But my recommendation is to focus on one area. Focus on one area because clients like it. I'll talk more about this tomorrow, but clients like it when freelancers specialize in a specific area. You want a specialist, not somebody who can do everything, not somebody who's super versatile, who knows all the languages in the world, or all the skills in the world. Clients usually want someone who can specialize. So my recommendation is to really specialize on one skill area. Like if you know bookkeeping, if you know web design, if you know writing, if you know project management. Those are very different areas. I just focus on one. Find the one that you wanna do, that you have the most fun with, and that you can make money with, and focus on that rather than to show that you can do everything. Because sometimes it sounds desperate. It's like when a guy is courting a girl and says, "Oh, I can give you everything. What do you want? I can give you flowers. I can give you roses. I can give you chocolates. I can give you what do you want?" It sounds very desperate. So, and that turns people off. So I try to specialize if possible. But you can also show yourself as a generalist, but probably you won't be able to charge more than like $15 or $25 an hour if you're a very good generalist, but in most cases like $10 an hour. So it's always better to specialize. Good morning, Razliel. Brigham again is asking a question. How much can an entry level, intermediate level, and expert level charge hourly? It really depends on the industry you're looking at. For example, if we're talking about, let's use like social media specialists as an example. There are entry level social media specialists who charge like $5, $8 an hour. Intermediate, I'd say like between 10 and 15, and then expert. Most experts would charge between 20 and 30. I'd even go higher than that, but this is what I see most of the time. I can even recommend to people to go up to 50, but most of the time it's around that range. So I hope so below 10 for beginners, for entry level, intermediate, around 10 to 20, and experts like 20 above. So that's just a very rough estimate, but it gives you an idea of what you can charge. Okay, Mark is asking, sir, can I now create a profile in Upwork even though I just started in the VA bootcamp 3 days ago? If you haven't gotten to this part of the course yet, then no, don't do it yet, because you're going to learn things. We talk about some really important things that you should do before you create your Upwork and when you're creating your Upwork profile. So relax, chill. Don't do it right away. Don't be too much in a hurry, because if you're in too much of a hurry, you might make mistakes, you might get suspended, and so on. Oh, Gladys, yes, that was her. So if you want to hear Gladys' voice, check out the recording that Phoenix posted. She gave some, she asked some very nice questions and was a good part of the discussion. Richelle Panaguitnon, sorry if I said your name wrong. Sir, about background of the profile picture na gagamitin. May other suggestions po ba kayo na mas magmumukha kaming professional? Well, let me look at your profile photo on Facebook. I'm gonna just look at this. Like your profile. I'm just gonna base it off your profile photo on Facebook, okay? But you could. There are some tips. There are lots of tips. Like if you Google how to have a professional photo, like for LinkedIn, for Upwork, you're gonna find a lot of blog posts about it. But I'd say you can smile. You don't look very you're smirking, which is in your picture, so you can have a nice smile, look happy. You want to make that connection, make eye contact with the camera. You're holding your phone like that, so you want somebody else to take a picture of you, so you can kind of pose a little bit. Usually it's angled, and then smile. People have good angles. Sometimes it's here, sometimes it's here. So try to find that angle. Of course, smile. Of course, you want to look decent as well. You do look decent in your photo, and if you want to portray, it depends what you want to portray. If you want to portray someone as fun, then maybe you want to have a big smile and then look very happy. If you want to be very professional, maybe you want to wear a blazer and like a collar. So, but lighting, basic photography is very important. It makes you stand out against others who don't have good photos. Okay, the background. Oh, the background was really your question. The background. My suggestion is if you don't really have try to make it a nice looking background. Like if you can go to a park, that's nice. If you can go to like here in Cebu, we have beaches that looks nice, and then there's seaside areas, so you can have the ocean behind you. It does look like, or even if you have buildings behind you and you can do like the blurred background. That looks very nice. Anywhere actually, like you can do blurred background. That does look nice, because if they can see like people behind you and they're not blurred, it can be distracting. So try to have focus on your face and maybe a blurred background. Mark, you're welcome. You're welcome. Rigel, kudos. Thank you. Faith De La Cruz. Hi, Sir Jason. Can you give me more tips on how to get an Upwork profile approved? Been submitting. Been a month, keep submitting, but no success. I'm sorry to hear that, Faith. Well, right now, my advice for you is try first on other platforms. Get experience on other platforms, like Online Jobs, Freelancer Guru, Hubstaff Talent, Fiverr, whatever, all these other different platforms. Try to get some experience there first, and try setting up profiles there, because sometimes for some people, Upwork isn't the answer. There are other answers out there. So try looking elsewhere, create your profiles elsewhere, and then you can still try to submit with Upwork, but with your Upwork profile, you can make changes, because you want to be unique. What Upwork doesn't, one big reason why Upwork isn't approving profiles, because every profile looks the same now. It's like there are a million different people who are saying they're virtual assistants, and there's nothing really special about them. So Upwork doesn't want too much of the same thing. So you have to be different somehow, whether that's with your experience, if you can get experience with these other platforms and then say, I have experience in this area, whether it's either your skills, you can say you're a virtual assistant for e-commerce websites, that can be different. Change your skills, change your experience once you get experience, once you gain those skills, and you can incorporate that in your profile. Just try not to be like everybody else. I guess that's my best advice for you. Okay, let's see. You're welcome, Bernard. We don't seem to have any other questions today, but if you do have any questions, let me know. Next announcements. What announcements do I have? So tomorrow, let me just follow a timeline. Tomorrow we have the webinar, very exciting webinar. We have over 800 people registered for that webinar. The 5 reasons why some freelancers can charge 100,000 pesos and other freelancers can't charge that amount. So that's tomorrow at 8 p.m. You don't want to miss it. If you haven't registered yet, go to the website wfhr.io/webinar to go to see that. Also on Sunday 9 a.m. I'm going to do a motivational message. So if you want to watch that live, I'll do it here in the Facebook group. Sunday 9 a.m. Monday, what's happening on Monday? Is there anything happening on Monday? Oh, Monday we might have a podcast session over in Discord chat. So with Phoenix. So you might want to wait for that. Tuesday, what's happening on Tuesday? I don't think anything is happening on Tuesday. Wednesday, I haven't announced this yet, but on Wednesday we have a interview with Brian Cruz. What's his full name on Facebook? I forgot his full name on Facebook. Can somebody help me out? Brian Cruz Concepcion. He just came from Dubai. He just went, with his freelance work. His client sent him to 4 different countries. I know Dubai was one of them. Is Dubai, UAE was one of them, and he came back to the Philippines. He just arrived last week, so we're gonna interview him on Wednesday at 3:30 p.m. if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna have to double check that schedule. And what else is happening? Next Friday, we'll do another one of these sessions again. Next Friday, I'm going to talk about doing SEO as a freelancer. So that's another exciting thing. You don't want to miss it. 9 a.m. next Friday, we're going to have that as well. Bong is asking, so I'm just going to answer a couple more questions if you have any, and then we're going to end so I can go to, I need to buy something in SM. Bong is asking, can you create multiple profiles in Upwork? According to the rules, no, you're not allowed to do that. Some people get away with it with different email addresses and things like that, but if you look at the rules, you're not supposed to, and if Upwork catches you, they can delete one of the accounts. I actually had one of my, when I was with Odesk back in 2011, I think, when I was with Odesk 2011, I had a profile there. They converted it to Upwork, and then I didn't know that they converted it, so I created a different Upwork account. And then Upwork suspended my old account, which was okay. I just wasn't using it anyway. But yeah, you're not allowed to do that. Anyway, thank you guys for staying on. If you have any other follow-up questions or things like that, try to post them in the comments. I'll see if I can answer them. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow.